So over here, that's also another test route in Bletchley. That's around getting towards Fenny, Stratford, or towards Central Bletchley or Water Eaton. So on this roundabout here, we go a double mini roundabout. It's quite tricky on this roundabout. You can see the road marking being the left lane going straight and turning left, or being in the right lane turning right. At this point, I'm just going to deal with two roundabouts here. So it's not turning right. I get into the first one, I'm not done. I need to look on the opposite side as well. So second gear rolling nicely into this roundabout. Over there, I got a hump there, checking my center mirror, slowing down. Second gear, rolling nicely on the hump. And then I start picking up my speed. So it depends on where you actually come from. So we are heading towards Central Bletchley. Inside Central Bletchley, that's where you got some few one-way routes that you should be looking out for. So over here, I'm turning right, signal right. I make sure I didn't swerve so much to the left lane there because of the vehicles going straight. Into Central Bletchley down here. It depends on the route that you'll be coming from. Looking on my right there, slowing down, going for the appropriate gear. And then once again, taking my time to check for the oncoming vehicles. Now over here we got one or two routes that we'll be going through, but we'll try and then feel like we are almost going towards the Lidl, almost to the test center, and then we start the route again, just to explain things more and more, just to make things quite clear. Over here we got the mini roundabout coming up. So center right, I indicate right, taking my time, slowing down, looking on my right, second gear, leaving enough space between myself and the vehicle in front of me. So we got a blocker here, the second vehicle is coming through, so I'm not going to rush into it. Checking my right once again, focusing on my right. On roundabout, you should be focusing on your right only. So I'll be turning left in here, just to make things easier. So usually once you are brought over here, depending on where you are coming from, you would be turning either left or right in here. I'll be turning right. Now you can see there's no true road here, so over here you would be instructed to turn left. So slowing down as much as you can, going into first gear if possible, turning in. Sometimes you may cut across the other lane, but you have to try as much as possible to position yourself well within your lane. And then at this point, second gear running on this road here. So from what I can see here, I can see there is a sign there telling me that no turning left. So which means we can't turn left, but there's a giveaway line here. I just want to make sure I can clearly see what's happening on the road before I start turning in. So I'm only turning right. I'm coming up, peeping and creeping slowly. Looking on my right, turning in. Nice and gently on this road here. Taking my time in here. And I don't have to indicate because it's only just one direction. Turning right in here now. Once again, it's a closed junction at this point here. Just want to roll very slowly. So I'll check my center right, indicate right. Rolling very slowly, looking for a space on the road there. So I can see it's clear now. Getting into the road here. So what I'm just gonna do is go all the way around, like I'm almost heading to the test center, and then come back again, driving through the same route over and over. So I come back into the same road where I came from. Over here, the road slides through, so you don't need to stop. It slides through, so I'm just sliding through, even though the vehicle coming in will be staying on the right there. Over here, turning left, once again, looking on my right there. So checking on my right there, I need to see what's happening there. I need to always make sure I can see what's happening on my right before I take any action. I don't want to rush into things. And not forgetting, it's a 30 miles per hour here on this road here. So I'm just gonna get onto that roundabout, turn all the way around, just under the bridge. So center right, I indicate right, coming back to third exit on this roundabout. Yeah, third exit. You can actually stay within the left lane and go second exit, which almost feels like turning right on this roundabout. It's quite weird how they've done the road marking here, in my own opinion anyway. So I'm turning all the way around. So sometimes you'll be coming out from the test center from down there. The test center is up there. So staying within this right hand lane. If you got people crossing the road, you just have to be a little bit quite cautious as well. Just being prepared. It's 30 miles per hour here. So over here, first as it goes straight on this roundabout. First as it goes straight on this roundabout, second as it turning right. So I'm turning right, second exit. I indicate right, going for the appropriate gear. I've got a space in here, so I'll just get into the roundabout. And after first exit, center left, signal left, moving to the left lane. In most cases, they will ask you to slide in right. So we're just gonna slide in right here, center right. I indicate right over here. Waiting for an opportunity. Possibly after the red vehicle I can actually turn in, but I just need to make sure it's really safe for myself. And that's why I said whenever you cross into a road, just want to assume that counting like almost like 4 seconds, will that person get to the point where you were. So going straight here, the right lane is 2 lanes once again. And then over here, you may be asked to turn left. So center left, I indicate left. Taking my time, and it's quite a very small space, so I want to slow down, going into first gear, rolling, turning into the lane here, and you can clearly see a van coming out from this zone. So this is where it start getting quite sketchy a little bit. All that you need to do is take your time and then do things right. So center right, overtaking these parked vehicles here, taking my time here. Now over here, you may be asked to follow the road signs. It's really terrible here, but you have to be vigilant whenever you are driving. So I'm not indicating because it's road ahead, but once again, this is where I came from, and you can clearly see from the sign that it tells you that no entry. So at this point, your only option is to turn left, because if you go straight, your brake will be used or you would be asked to stop. So I've come into this zone here. We got some few one-way turns here and there, so we will be watching out for those ones as well. Over here, you'll be maybe asked to turn right. Your positioning, you have to go back into your lane before turning. Yeah, and we got a one-way street here now. So over here, I'm now on a one-way street. On a one-way street, whenever you're turning right, you need to position your vehicle to the right-hand lane. On a one-way street, whenever you're turning right, you can get a vehicle coming from this side road here, which is totally fine, but you're positioning. So I'm now on a one-way street. If I'm asked to turn right at the end of the road, I want to position myself to the right-hand lane. So I'm turning right here, so I position myself to the right-hand lane, not the left lane, because once you turn in left, you're just going to be a fail. So coming in slowly, checking for the oncoming vehicles from that point. It's 20 miles per hour here on this road here. Taking my time. And then I will be turning right into this road once again. I've got an opportunity here, so once again, one-way street. This is where I actually emerged, turned into. So coming from the same angle where I came from, most cases you may be asked, now there's a giveaway line here, you have to give way because nobody enters into this zone here. Because you are turning right side of the road, you have to position yourself to the left so that you'll be able to turn in, because a vehicle may emerge out from this road here and that vehicle needs to give way to you. So over here, that is totally fine at this point. And once again, it depends on where you are taking towards. So at the end of the one-way road, whenever you're turning right, you position your vehicle to the right, not to the left. Turning in again, one more time. On a one-way street, you got vehicles coming from the side road, still at 30 miles per hour here, and ahead of me there I can see there is a 20 miles per hour coming up. So this time around I'm turning left on this road here, turning left. So center left, I indicate left, rolling slowly, and the positioning have to be on the left lane, looking on my right, checking for any oncoming vehicles. Vehicles parked here. I can see vehicle turning in here. Where this car is actually parked is quite terrible. I can't see anything. And then taking my time signaling left. So just want to roll in very slowly. That's not looking good. All right. So at this point here, you can see the blue marking there telling you to actually turn right only. So your option is to only turn right. I think that there are some construction work and you can see a one-way sign down here. So you are still in a one-way zone. If you are asked to turn right at this end of this road, you have to position your vehicle to the right. So I'm turning right on this road and I have to position my vehicle to the right hand lane. Be in the right to turn right on a one-way road. So I can see a white vehicle coming from my left there, taking my time, making sure it's really safe. I'm taking both left and right. At the end of the one-way road, you have to go to the normal way of driving, that is driving in the left-hand lane. A vehicle is still coming in there. I'm still waiting for an opportunity. And once again, look at this junction. Look at what is always actually happening on the right there. Almost crashing that man there. So coming in slowly. And I have to go back to the original way of driving because I'm done with the one way. Whenever you come to a junction, you have to go back to the original way of driving. That is driving in the left-hand lane. Once again, I'm turning right. So I check the street that I'm entering into. It says it's a one-way street. So which means that when I'm turning right, I can be in the right-hand lane once again. So you may be asked to turn right once again. If you're asked to turn right, you position yourself into the right-hand lane. You indicate right, turning right. And then slowly getting in here. It's quite busy on this junction. And then taking my time once again, just trying to see what's happening on this road. So once again, it's quite busy in here. People doing all these reverse maneuvers. So you need to be quite patient as well. We'll go a no entry down our left there. Okay, so technically almost I have to be almost prepared to stop for them if necessary. So no entry once again here. Now over here is a crossroad. You may be asked to go straight. When you are going straight and someone is turning right, coming from the both directions, you just have to watch out for those vehicles. Turning left in here, taking my time being in my lane. Now this bend here, turning into the side road there, you just have to be very cautious because it's quite bendy. Stay within your lane, like you're almost turning into your lane. You want to see what's happening over there on the oncoming vehicle. there was a slight chance there, but I'll just wait for the purpose of this video. I can clearly see what's happening there. Check my center right, start turning in, and then taking my time. You just need time. You just need to think about what you're doing to get the results that you are looking for. And it's a 20 miles per hour here. Not too much of a speed, taking my time, nice and gently, not rushing into things. Doing the bend here. Once again, just gonna go all the way around and then turn in from the other side of it. So over here, turning left, slowing down, first gear, watching out for any oncoming vehicles. And as I said, we got an oncoming vehicle here, so imagine I was just rushing into it. You need to take your time when you can't see. Take your time. And as I said, really slowly, gently, and you surely get there. There's no rush. When you start rushing because you're always thinking of getting the car moving, then that's where you're gonna get things wrong. So you take your time. Once you take your time, you'll mostly get it. 20 miles per hour here. I'm making sure I'm positioning myself well in the middle of the road there so that I don't get too close to the vehicles on my left or the right, assuming that all the doors are actually opened. And then at the end of the road here, I'll be turning left. So center left, I indicate left, slowing down, positioning myself back into my lane here. First gear, looking on my right there, nobody's coming through. So I take my time, turning. At the moment, there's roadworks on the Queens Way Park there. So I'm looking on my right there, nobody's coming through here. So over here, from this point here, if you are asked to go straight or follow the road ahead, you don't have to indicate. Yeah, you don't have to indicate. So you are just going to turn in right. But if you want to go straight down there, you have to indicate left, telling people that you are turning left. So indicate left. If you want to turn, if you are sliding right, you don't have to indicate. Yeah. Once again, from the same route again where we came to, just trying to go around just to make things a little bit quite clear on that point. So once again, there's a bend here to my left, so I just want to slow down, making sure I'm maintaining myself well within my lane. And then I'll be turning left in again, just to and once again, vehicles parked on the junction, so slowing down first gear, waiting in my lane, making sure I can see what's happening there, center right again, and then I'll pick up the speed. And it's still 20 miles per hour here, so you don't forget yourself, because what you don't want to do is start going over the speed because you think the road is clear. Over here, nobody got priority. We are just negotiating within between ourselves, so he's stopping for me, so a little bit thanks to that driver there. And then I will just now be pulling up over here, so he's giving me priority here. So thank you very much. Taking my time going around this vehicle here. So at the end of the road, we will now be turning right at this point. So center right, signal right, positioning myself well into my left lane, looking on my right. And whenever you're turning right, you need a little bit care, because you're turning into two roads and you just want to make sure both lanes of the road are actually clear. Okay, I think I'm getting an opportunity here, so I'll start turning into the road here. Make sure it's really safe. Vehicle signaling left, but I went in slightly early. Not really bad, but just got to be extra careful. Now on this road here, on this specific roundabout coming up, checking my center, slowing down, stand on this hazard warning light, so I'm going to overtake it. Center left, moving to the left lane. picking up the speed to third gear. So on this road here, now the positioning is 2. So if you're going straight here, you have to be on the right hand lane on this roundabout, and the left lane only goes left. The right hand lane goes straight, second exit, and it turns right, third exit. So you have to be in this right hand lane. When you come in here, you don't have to forget yourself indicating left. Well, once again, I said the left lane goes left only. We come into a mini roundabout there. I just want to be turning right, so center right, I indicate right, slowing down, looking on my right, and 98% of my attention is on the right, to the point I start getting to the roundabout. Or if I see the vehicles flowing too much from the right, and then from there I just want to look for a blocker, possibly, if there will be any. Oh, went into a wrong gear there. So it's 30 miles per hour here, looking on my right, just treating it as a roundabout. It's a roundabout here. I can't see what's behind those hedges, so I just want to slow down, tell the examiner that I know there is a roundabout here. I know I have to give priorities to those coming from my right, and I'm watching out for those vehicles. Now over here, just gonna turn right, second exit on this roundabout here. Once again, looking on my right, slowing down to the appropriate gear. It's quite far away, turning in. Once again in the 20 miles per hour zone here, taking my time. So technically at this point he got priority, but he's pulled up just to give me an opportunity there. So a little bit thanks to that person there. Slowly he got priority, so I just want to wait, get into my lane first, sliding all the way around. And at this point here, the same route coming from a side road entering into a main road. Coming from that side road, this is where we entered into. Side road entering into a main road. So all that I want to do at this point is make sure I can see what's happening there. So, as I was saying, when I came in here, I entered into the side road. Coming from where that silver car is coming from, I have to indicate left because I'm coming straight. When I get to this point, if I want to go almost like going straight, because you're coming from a side road, you need to indicate right, wait here, look for an opportunity, make sure it's really safe. Yeah, I think that vehicle is slightly behind, so I'll just join second gear, and I've not slowed that vehicle down because there's enough space. And at this point I'm just going to look on my right, rolling slowly. Can see it's clear there, and then just gonna start my way getting to the test center. So that's actually almost all of it within central Bletchley. You just need to look out for the turns, especially when you are turning right at the end of the road, and check to see whether it's a one-way street or not. So now I'll be heading towards the central Bletchley, the test center. And once again, as I said, if you remember, I came out from the left-hand lane from where the black car is now. And when I was coming in, that black car is just stopping. The road slides through, so you don't have to stop. Yeah, you just come through, like this white vehicle here. So I'm just gonna signal, wait for an opportunity here. It doesn't need to stop because the road slides through. So when you are driving like that and you stop when you don't have to stop, then that could also be a fault there. So you just have to be cautious, and then you need to know your route. You just need to know your route. So over here, it's 30 miles per hour here. When you're going towards Buckingham, you can still be with this left lane or move to the right hand. It's technically turning right, but if you look at the road marking here, it says straight and turn and left. It's supposed to signal, it didn't signal. It's quite not good. And then I'll indicate right here just to make it easier for other road users. So you can, when you stay within the right hand lane, you have to be in the overtaking lane all the way around. And it's 30 miles per hour here. Over here, when you are going straight, you need to be in your lane properly. Try and stay well within your lane. If you don't stay within your lane, it's gonna go pretty bad. So I'm just gonna go straight down here. You can see the white vehicle trying to turn in. So I'll slow down first gear, and I have to position myself well to the left. Well to the left. Almost like you are going first, as it. That will give enough position on those on my right to actually utilize their spaces that they got there, rather than just cutting across. You need to position yourself well in this lane here. So over here, you might be asked to turn in right to the test center. Turning in right. Center right, I indicate right, taking my time. And I make sure it's really safe on oncoming vehicle. It's a long stretch here. Looking on my right here, almost positioning for two vehicles, so you have to make sure you don't get into someone's lane. And I'm off, and I make sure that the action that I took didn't slow the vehicle coming up from that side. Now over here, the test center is just on the right, so test center is just there, so you might be asking to informed to turn right.